It seems to me that a lot of the conversations that I've been having with you recently is about China, and I think China is kind of a little miracle in the making over there. There's no doubt about it. I just got back from China, and it was just a terrific time of getting to share. But I think it's important right now to dispel some of the myths that we have about China. First of all, the myth that we have lost our competitive edge. It's not true. No way. The Swiss-based World Economic Forum has released its latest global competitive report. The United States is still #1 in the world in innovation, technology, higher education, worker training, and strong productivity. The U.S. is still the most competitive economy in the world. Myth number 2, America's lost its manufacturing edge to China. Yes, China is the premier labor-intensive manufacturing country in the world, while the United States, on the other hand, is about capital-intensive manufacturing. Travel in any of the cities along the eastern seaboard of China, and you will see high-rises full of capacitors and chips and transistors, and factories nearby to produce anything that you can name. The manufacturing share for the United States, however, has not changed much. Our percentage of world manufacturing is higher than it was 25 years ago. Myth number 3, China's economy is surpassing the United States economy. No. Yes, it has 1.3 billion people and produces a GDP of about $5 trillion. But the United States, with 300 million people, has a GDP of $14 trillion, or looked at differently, a per capita number of $44,000 per person. Per capita income in China, on the other hand, is less than a few $1,000s. Demographers say that long before China gets rich, they will be very old, mainly because of a one-child per family policy. Myth number 4, that trade with China is bad for America. No, trade is never bad. Specialization in trade, win-win, mutual gains from voluntary exchange. The U.S. consumer buys wonderful products at low prices from China. The Chinese government, in turn, gets our dollars and invests them in U.S. treasuries. It's a big win for the United States. We get the products as well as China's investments in America. Myth number 5, the U.S. has more challenges than China. Consider these challenges in China. They have 300 to 400 million people that are illiterate. China lacks roads and highways and schools and hospitals throughout the country. China is going to have to build a Houston every month for the next 15 years to keep up with farmers moving to the cities. China is going to need to build an electrical grid system the size of the UK every 3 years for the next 15 years. China will need enormous amounts of energy and will need to import most of it. Now, we can't deny for a minute that China is growing, and that's very encouraging. And oh, by the way, the better that China does, the better we do. Because economic growth and trade is about win-win, mutual gains from voluntary exchange.